Here?
Yes, sir.
Now, I don't want to sound like I'm tooting my own horn, but where you're standing there, Julie, in fact, this whole town, well, it was it was named after me. You know,
Awesome.
you can read a little bit about it in that historical marker just across the way, but I must say that I was not prepared for the pride that I would feel for this little town of Cookeville, Tennessee.
Roger that.
Is it okay if I take you just a few minutes to tell you how it happened?
Certainly.
Is that okay?
Heck yeah.
Well, actually, I was born now in the state of Virginia. Culpeper County, Virginia, 1787. And my wife Margaret and I, well, we moved to Tennessee in 1810. A couple of years later, I found myself fighting in the War of 1812, and I became a major under the leadership of General Andrew Jackson. Now, he was tough. He was so tough we called him Old Hickory. And you know what? Andrew Jackson was one of just 3 men from the state of Tennessee that became president of the United States. There was James K. Polk, there was General Jackson, and there was Andrew Johnson.
Wow.
And all of them served during my lifetime. Well, 1816, my wife Margaret and I, we moved to what's now Putnam County. About 9 miles southwest down there, we had several thousand acres. Several thousand acres, and we called it Big Woods. We called it Big Woods. It's real close to what you all call now Double Springs. And I started farming, and we were real successful at farming. I started a surveying company. We were real successful with our surveying company. We were prosperous. I guess you could say we were pretty wealthy folks for our day. But you know, in spite of that, I'd go through these periods of despondency and depression. And after my precious little wife died, well, I just decided I'd start me a whole new career in politics. And you know what?
Awesome.
If I say so myself, I ran 2 pretty vigorous campaigns for state senate, one in 1851, one in 1855. And I'm happy to report to you that I won both times. And I got to represent several counties in this area. I got to represent Jackson County, and Overton County, and White County, and Fentress County, and Van Buren County, and Macon County. And Julie asked me, why in the world didn't I get to represent Putnam County?
Why in the world did you not get to represent Putnam County?
I am so glad you asked me that. Because Putnam County did not exist at the time. Now, there had been an effort to establish this new county in 1842, and I was involved in that effort. Now, what we wanted to do is take a little piece of ground from Jackson, a little piece of ground from Overton, a little piece of ground from White, and form Putnam County. But you know, all that got caught up in the court system, and an injunction was filed against it, and quicker than a Baptist eating a piece of fried chicken, that Putnam County, first one was dissolved. Dissolved, I mean dissolved, absolutely dissolved. But I was in the state senate. And you know what? I started to go to work on that little project again. And work it was. I'm telling you what's the truth. For months and months and months, I talked to my buddies in the legislature and finally convinced them that forming this new county was a good idea. And on February the 11th, 1854, Putnam County, Tennessee became a reality.
Oh,
became
wow.
a reality.
Congratulations.
Now, my buddies, they got together, and they changed that bill a little bit, and they added some words to it, and they added these words, and these words simply said this, that when Putnam County, Tennessee finally established a county seat, that county seat would be called Cookeville.
Heck yeah.
Cookeville. And you know what? Putnam County may be the only county in Tennessee, it may be the only county in the country that had a name for the county seat before the county seat even existed. And that's a story of how that happened.
Fascinating.
I appreciate you coming by to hear it. And one other thing I know you'd have to agree with, that for a man 232 years old, I'm still looking pretty good.
Certainly.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Mr. Cooke.